Chat. Hold on, I gotta make sure that we straight. You feel me? I gotta make sure that we straight. You feel me? Okay. All right, now before I even do anything else, make sure I pull this up right quick. Listen, I gotta make sure that I get right with everything, y'all. All right, give me a brief second. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute, bro. All right, let me see. Pull this joint up. Yeah, there we go. Yup, we gonna do that. And then give me 1 second, y'all. All right, there we go. Make sure we got this joint up. Hold on, what's this? Is John update? Should. And make sure we do this right now, y'all. All right. Want to make sure we have everybody's attention in this joint, bro. Make sure we have everybody's attention. Let me see. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Hey, what's happening? Chat? Let me see. Give me a second. I'm just making sure everybody know. What song they got in this, John? I don't want to get my jump like pulled down type. You know what I'm saying? Man, what's a good one? What's a yeah. We'll do that. Yeah. We'll use yeah, use that. Chat, hold on, chat. We about to get started because we got some stuff to do. We definitely about to get started. Let me just hold on. I'm about to mute this joint right quick, bro. Hold on. Because I want to make sure I could get everything done. Matter of fact, hold on. I got this. My fault, chat. Hold on. Cause I gotta pull this up right quick. Gotta make sure that I'm straight. I gotta make sure I'm straight, bro. Gotta make sure that I'm straight. I wanna make sure that we got as many people on the stream as we possibly could get, gang. I gotta mute this up too. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Pull that in there. Yup. Hold on, Chad. Hold on.
I gotta say, King of the Hill is probably the best way to.
My page. Yes, sir. All right. Now we good. I'm like, why can't I see it? You feel me? All right. Now let me do this again. Let me add this joint in here real quick. Bro, this joint be drawing when you try to add like any type of link at all, gang. Joint be drawing. I don't know what it is. They start doing all kind of like weird stuff. You feel me? You feel me? All right, hold on. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah. 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 There we go. All right, bet. Say way less. There we go. All right. Mhm. All right, now we should be good. All right, bet, man. The stuff you gotta do. The stuff you gotta do. All right, so chat. Let's go ahead and get to it, gang. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay. Cut this off. There we go. All right, bet. Now we are good to go. So let's go to this John first. We got a video from Maury. Put this right over there. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. All right. Yeah, we got a video from Maury. Let's go ahead and react to that John right quick, gang. All right, bet. Damn. Nah, you lying. Hold up. This boy was blasting that. That's crazy. I was just listening to this song, bro. That's so funny. I did, yo, swear to God, bro. I did not know that they was doing that. That's crazy. Damn. All right, not for nothing though. All right, chat. Y'all ever been in a wreck before? Chat, y'all ever been in a wreck before, bro? Y'all ever been in one before? Chat, if you ever been in a wreck before, bro, I need to know something. Did you do that? Did you make that face? Did you go? I'm not gonna lie, it's like, that's the coolest, that's the smoothest I ever seen somebody in a whole accident, bro. Smoothest I ever seen. I ain't never seen nobody be that smooth. Shorty just did that like that wasn't nothing. You feel me? Crazy. And y'all was racing?
No crash.
Goofy.
What?
So, I think it's about time we have a serious conversation about the type of content that new content creators or streamers are trying to produce nowadays in order to go viral. Like, genuinely speaking, at this point in time, I think we do need a serious conversation. Because at no point in time should you be speeding on an Atlantan highway. Yes, this happened in Atlanta. Shocking.
Bro, y'all was racing each other in Atlanta, bro, on a highway. Why, bro? Why was y'all racing on a highway in Atlanta? Can any one of y'all tell me that? Anybody? I'm not even joking. Can anybody tell me why exactly they was doing that? No clue. No clue. Not at all. But all right.
Multiple people on the highway and multiple people in the car speeding when you don't even have the wheel, bro. You can't drive. Then you have incompetent people driving and racing with you. Why are you trying to pass somebody in the right lane? Literally go into the left lane, the passing lane. Like these, bro, I swear to God, like, don't even get me started how the state of Georgia just hands out driver's license like it's just candies at the store, bro. Free candy for everybody. But clearly this streamer Melt is live, does not have the wheel. His friend does not have the wheel. They're speeding on Twitch while streaming. They all could have died had things gone a little wrong. Had they hit the side of a wall or maybe careened over the divider and hit oncoming traffic, it would have been over. It would have been, and according to Fair,
really nasty work, bro. Wow.
Book, they say the aftermath of Twitch streamer Melt crashing live on stream while racing on a highway in Georgia. He has now been banned on Twitch. Hopefully he just stays banned because that's just reckless behavior. You could have literally killed people, not only yourself.
Bro, this being on video is really one of the craziest things about it. Like, bro, do you understand? Yes, like he not wrong, yo. This could have went completely left. This could have went a completely different way. Bro, and everybody else in that car did not have to be okay after this. This is wild.
Everybody else in the car, but other people on the same highway. They also say multiple people were injured at the scene, but none of the injuries were life-threatening. Guys, I just gotta say, there's just no excuse for this, bro. Like, this is just completely reckless behavior. And this is why every time I hop up on this YouTube channel and make a video, I talk about how people in the city cannot drive. Atlanta gotta have one of the worst rates of driving, like, accidents.
Whoa, let me read that. Hold on, what did I say? Atlanta averages about 30,000 car accidents annually. Recent figures show variations. Dang, for real? 30,000. That's the average. 30,000 accidents annually. Sheesh.
in the entire country, bro. The worst drivers in the entire country for some reason, are concentrated in this godforsaken city. And time again, I'm proven right. I swear to God, I've literally almost been killed multiple times in this city, bro. And of course, in the comment section, because I saw this video on Instagram too, someone just said she just accepted her fate, and they're talking about the.
Yo, she really did. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you, I've never seen nobody react like that. Shorty said. And just was like, all right, well, I guess that's all she wrote. I guess that's just how we going out. Wow.
Girl right here. This girl right here, she started putting her hands over her face as if that was gonna do anything.
Yeah, she was like, all right, well.
Someone else said, Shorty said, and I quote, well, it's time to go. At least I was a baddie, laughing my ass off. Another person, Wayno, said, oh, Wayno, shout out to Wayno. He used to do a podcast with academics back in the day, like a couple years ago.
Oh, I remember Wayno. Yeah, I do.
Forgot what the name is. I believe Everyday Struggle was the name. But he said, just playing with their lives like you get a continue.
That's
like
the
a
crazy
reset
part.
Button, like a respawn in GTA. Like, this is crazy. Someone else said, nah, Shorty, closing her eyes before impact with a little crying emoji face smiling. I mean, guys, this was like, I think we need to go back to the era where people just literally upload vlogs, funny vlogs. You know, if they want to stream their game. Yeah.
This the problem, right? This the problem. We can't, bro. We could never go back to just regular gaming, bro. Just regular gaming, regular streams. We could never do none of that, unfortunately. And the reason why is because the truth is we can't get back to anything like that because people attention spans is way too fried, bro. Like to get us back to that, yo, it would take like some like insane level reset to really get that to happen. Let me see this. What is this? Can't fix that. I should be able to fix that, bro. What's going on? You know what? I'll figure out how to fix that joint later. It don't even matter. But anyway, I'm saying no. You couldn't. So you can't fix that because people literally right now, people can't. They can't even handle things like that. What's going on, Chad? What's happening? So the reason why is because people can't even remotely handle things like that, bro. At all. People would get bored too quickly. So we can never really like go back to just like regular vlogs, bro. We can't. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to. We stuck with this now, where we gonna have people doing crazier and crazier stuff on stream, bro. That's just what's gonna happen.
No, if they wanted to do something a little extra, they could do little funny little pranks. Even the staged pranks back in the day, you know, they were better than this shit, where people weren't literally almost dying.
What?
The fact that bro is surprised that like when they was literally racing on the highway in Atlanta, that anything happened is crazy. Like, how are you surprised by this, gang?
Wait, what the fuck?
Yo, the nerve of bro.
Oh my fucking god.
Bro, Jay Sean just fucking hit me, bro.
Yeah.
Cars, everybody car fucked, bro. I ain't gonna lie, all this shit gone. But I'm gonna pick up on stream whenever. I gotta go do something right quick. And pray for my nigga Mario, man, real shit. He good, but he said his leg fucked up. But it's not broken. It's not broken.
Yeah, man, this was just completely avoidable, bro. Like,
this one of the most avoidable things I think I've ever seen, as far as any one of these kind of streams or anything like this happening, bro. This was too avoidable.
Unnecessary, man. Now, to play devil's advocate, the person that I guess Melt was being passed up by, they're mostly at fault for this. Mind you, everybody in the situation is dumb as hell for even trying to, like, if you don't have the wheel, why are you speeding on a highway? Listen, I will also say,
I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Yo, she really did. She just was like, well, that's all for me. Like, yo, that's crazy.
if you're gonna be speeding on a highway, get into the passing lane, the most fast lane, which is on the left. That is the passing lane. By the way, that is not called the fast lane. I gotta be very specific. It's called the passing lane.
passing
It's
lane,
used
bro.
to pass other cars
The
who are
passing
going
lane.
slower than you. So if you're the type of person to left lane hog, you're an idiot. Stop doing that. It doesn't even matter what the quote unquote speed limit is, because you're actually contributing to potential accidents and slowing down traffic. Use the left passing lane, pass the car you're trying to pass in front of you.
Get you a couple Band-Aids, a little bit of alcohol, right? Rubbing alcohol. And some toothpaste and toothpicks, and you'll be straight. You'll be straight. Mel, you need to hit me up, bro. I could fix this. I could fix this, bro.
So as you can see here,
It's your carburetor, bro. It's just your carburetor. On me, that's just not on me, but like,
it appears to be a BMW. Correct me if I'm wrong.
correction. It was a BMW. It is now scrap metal. It's too late. It's over with for this joke, bro.
saying this is a BMW G80, and they're also saying it's the new Mustang GT and crashing, basically. I guess the traction is terrible. I'm not sure. Listen, Mustangs are really good cars as well. It's just a lot of people get them really young with a lot of horsepower, and I believe all Mustangs are rear wheel drive. And mind you, people don't know how to drive cars with a ton of power, RWD, and they just they lose traction, they crash out and potentially almost die sometimes. Someone said bro crashed again not even a month later, with this image saying, and now look what I'm in. I be on my phone and
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yo, he really did say that. He literally said, I be on my phone in this one too. Wow. Wow.
this one too. So I guess he just got this car, brand new BMW. Someone did point out that he got this car a year ago though. So I mean,
That's a year ago.
a year old, depending on the condition he's kept it in, if he didn't abuse it. It's not too old, but let me check the price. Here I am on the BMW website. I'm kind of curious to see how much this car costs. Let me see build and price here. Bro, I'm seeing a total price tag of $188,000, bro. Is this right, bro? Ain't no way, bro. I'm seeing other prices, models for around $60,000, $80,000, $68,000, $87,000, $79,000. So, this car is a pretty expensive vehicle. And depending on the make and model of this particular vehicle, I mean, I don't know, how much it's going to cost.
I mean, look, man, I can tell you one thing right now, all right? Because it's a Beamer, yeah, him getting his parts in, one, it's going to be pretty expensive. Two, it's going to take a little second. It definitely is. I'm just letting you know that right now.
Repair all this, and given the footage we just saw, we don't know if insurance is going to cover that. I just got to say, I do not want to be on the road.
I didn't even think about that. That's the craziest part. I literally didn't even think about that. But yeah, he's right. Is insurance going to cover that? You was on camera doing what you was doing. Are they finna take care of this? Man, y'all boys better continue with that streaming.
Car right there.
Y'all finna be paying for this, young.
I do not want to be on the road with these types of people, bro. Like these young Atlantans with a lot of money getting fast cars that they can't handle, and they're streaming.
That's what you call them? Y'all call in Atlanta, y'all call it Atlantans? Atlantans. All right.
Where's their cloud chasers? They want views and they just don't have the wheel, bro. I do not want to be in the road or on the road with these types of people because they're irresponsible, they're reckless, and they have no foresight for their actions. Like they literally don't understand that their actions have consequences, bro. And then they end up either hurting themselves or hurting other individuals on the road. And it's just like a huge mess, bro. And then on top of all of this, guys, when guys are in the car with women, bro, they just want to show off all the time, bro. It's just that ego. It's that pride. They want to show. They want to do the most.
So she really did just go. All right, that's really it. I'm sorry. Every time I see it, it's just
and
funny.
Then they end up crashing. It's just crazy. Someone said she went out like a real bad.
Yeah, she just was like.
Anyways, though, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts and opinions on. Oh, let me stop talking so fast. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Sometimes.
All right. So what y'all think, chat? What y'all think? Y'all think Shorty was tripping, huh? Y'all think Shorty was tripping? I'm talking about bro. I'm talking about Melt. I'm talking about really all of them for real. All right, so up next, we got The Truth About Black Nerds by Antonio Speaks. Hold on, let me click subbed. Hit that like button. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. The Truth About Black Nerds. Are any of y'all black nerds, bro? Huh? Y'all nerds? Are you even if you're not black, are you a nerd? Are any of y'all nerds in chat? Y'all into like some nerdy stuff? What kind of nerdy stuff? Let me know. All right, let's get into it.
AKA blurs, is the topic of today's video.
Blurs.
Now me, I consider myself a nerd, but some may not. So for example, I love video games. I've been playing them since the age of 7. I've always loved sci-fi films, consumed about every DC and Marvel comic. On the flip side, I'm not into anime. But growing up,
Before he continue, yo, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, yo, I feel like I done like lost a little bit of my, I can't even be like I lost a little bit. I feel like I lost a lot of my nerdiness, yo. Chat, I feel like I lost a lot of my nerdiness. Like, I used to be into like way more nerd stuff. And don't get me wrong, I still watch videos on people's stuff, but like, I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't played a whole video game through in months, bro. And that's not because they not coming out with nothing. I just ain't really been interested. Not enough to really make myself have to do it. And then not only that, like, bruh, it is time consuming getting into any of that stuff. But
was very
I
into
digress.
films like Teen Titans, Samurai Jack, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
he talking that shit right now. Hold on. He naming some names.
So I guess to some, it would be debatable. So within the black community,
sure.
especially growing up in the hood, being a nerd or just even consuming the culture will make you stand out. It goes against what's stereotypical for black people. This is a flaw within the black community that I do not like. I say this all the time, but as black people, we are not a monolith. And we gotta start respecting
I agree. Valid.
that within the community. I will say this though, I feel like in 2025, being a nerd is kind of cool. Let's say
It's the cool. Listen. Look me in my face when I tell you this, bro. All right.
versus
Listen,
the 2010.
Hold on. All right. Let me explain something to you real quick, bro. Being a nerd
or the 90s.
Being a nerd is the coolest it has ever been in our history, bro. Granted, when I was in school and like you was a nerd, you wasn't gonna get beat up or nothing. You know what I mean? Wasn't nobody gonna touch you. But you probably wasn't finna be like the coolest boy in the world. You know what I'm saying?
It is most definitely more acceptable now.
I want to talk about how all of a sudden being a nerd is in and we're erasing all of like that awful childhood stuff that happens to so many of us. Because now it's, oh, we weren't bullying y'all because y'all were into anime. We were bullying y'all because y'all stank. Or y'all were always doing something weird. A lot of y'all were bullying us just for being into different things.
Yeah, all right, listen. I will say this, right? One thing I don't like about some of this discourse, and she definitely just hit the nail on the head, right? I don't like that now. So there's this weird phenomenon that happens, right? All right, full transparency. We finna go on a deep dive. All right. So look, there's this weird thing that happens online where once a certain opinion becomes like the more popular opinion, everyone starts to parrot that opinion until a lot of people's brains just start to like genuinely believe that those things are fact, right? So for example, she's saying, nah, I was a nerd and some of the bullying that I was getting wasn't just because we stank or our hair looked a certain way or we like, nah, it was sometimes for being into some of those things, for being into different things, for being different. Bro, when you in school, different is like, it's like one of the worst things you could be, bro. It really, really is. Like depending on your group and depending on like the grade that you in, it could really, really be like your worst nightmare. Why? Because now you got this like kind of target on your back. There's a whole bunch of people now paying attention to like everything that you do. You don't necessarily always want that. It'd be one thing if you was like super confident, right? If you was really feeling yourself, you was super confident and you was fine with being just like completely like going against the grain, being like one of the oddballs, and you ain't want to like chill out with a whole bunch of people, that's cool. But that's not most people, bro. Most people was not doing that. Most people was like, bro, I just want people to not be putting no crazy attention on me. I just want to be able to be into the things that I like and be able to just live my life too. So back to what I was saying with this, right? So people are now, the new narrative is that if you were bullied at all in school back during those times, it was because you were weird. You were weird or you were doing strange things. You was Naruto running down the hallways. You was doing Kamehameha waves at the teacher. you was doing tatsumaki, whatever the heck it is, like down the hallways. Nah, man, not all of us was doing that, bro. There was a select few of us dressed up as the Akatsuki. I wasn't one of them, but there was a select few people who was actually doing that. Majority of the black nerds, or just nerds in general, really never did none of that stuff at all. They just watched some of the shows, and depending on like the age group, they might have collected some of the collectibles. So nah, we can't just keep acting like nah, all of these people, they all crazy, bro. They're all crazy. They're all just lying about their, like, they lived experience, gang. I don't know about that one. Now that said, some people, yes, there are some people who 100%, what happened to them, it was not at all like what they say. There's certain people who, like, yeah, they say, oh no, people used to treat me like this, and then you go, okay, give me an example of when something like that happened, and they can't remember it. They just remember certain feelings.
I went to many schools with other smart black kids. I love to read. And I got the pants bullied off of me for liking to read in a smart school. I had my black card revoked so often, I'm pretty sure I'm still in black folk debt. Because, like, I don't think I have one. White girl, whitest black girl I know, Oreo, wanna be white, all of it, all the time.
And I tell you, like, see, like these new age.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? Now look, there's a whole bunch of people who they would probably be like, hey, yo, look, I know you're saying that this is what happened, but your memory is wrong. Here's the thing. Y'all weren't there, bro. Y'all weren't there. Y'all have no idea what happened to that girl. Now, I will say, bro right here, bro he's exhibiting one of the things, yo. He is exhibiting one of the things. This is, pay attention, all right? This is called cranial atrophy. Okay? Cranial atrophy. If you look, his hairline is in a complete slope. A complete slope. Do you see this? You see this rainbow going on right here? Now this, if you look down here, this is facial hair, or at the very least, this is the shadowing for facial hair. So he is now an adult male. He can indeed do something about this line, or shall I say the lack thereof. He could do something about them. There's nothing there though. There is no shape up. This is fine. You can have this. You can have this. Why is there no lineup though? Why is there no lineup? Why does your hair? Why does your hairline look like the Golden Arches? Why? Why is that? Why is that? Huh? I don't know what that is. But yeah, why is that, man? Stop. Now this would have absolutely gotten you bullied. Okay, brother.
They would never understand how it was to be a black geek back in the 2000s and 2010s. Now that was the trenches. Like, I consider myself a black geek activist because, bro, back in the day, bro, I had to defend my hobby. Like, y'all don't understand. The insults were crazy. Like, we would be talking about, like, normal, like, crap in front of everybody, and then, like, we would go home on our computer and be having discussions about anime with people online. Like, people don't understand. Back then, most of our anime discussions or geek discussions were, like, were on the internet. They were not in real life. Because if you even spoke about anime, like, you were about to get ostracized real quick.
Now, for me, y'all, I did not have these problems. And that's why I kind of think to myself, was I really a nerd or am I really a nerd? But looking back, I was most definitely a nerd, bro. This was me in the 10th grade.
Right, look at bro.
I had a 4.0 GPA, was in pretty much all AP classes, dog. I was textbook nerd. The thing about it is, as a black nerd, you really just gotta find your group of people. And even just being a nerd in general, I hate this.
That's all it is. It's just finding your group of people.
Talking point, because even nerds in the white community are done the same way. Like,
I got bullied for liking anime, and then I got bullied for wearing anime and an Avatar t-shirt, and like that I liked Pokemon, and that I carried a DS, and I was in bands. Like, and I had braces, and I had glasses. There was just so many reasons, and I had short hair. There was just so many reasons to get bullied that, like, getting into Kingdom Hearts was another reason I didn't want to get bullied.
Don't worry, we're gonna make it. We've been looking for clues to find Clay.
oh, I'm sorry.
But here's the thing, right? Although everyone is saying this, like, yes, there's no way everyone here is lying, bro. It ain't no way that everybody's lying. Now, I will say, in some cases, you got to ask yourself, again, what was the actual reason for the bullying? Now, also, bullying is not necessarily cool. It's not great, right? It's not great. Nobody necessarily wants to be bullied. But at the same time, it's this.
The clue board? You mean my clue board?
So all those nerds in high school, like the weird theater kids and the anime people.
Hi, weird theater kid, captain of the speech and debate team, anime fan.
You know who I'm talking about, the people we didn't hang out with.
Thank God for that, by the way.
So they've grown up now, and they're the ones making the laws. They're the Mark Zuckerbergs. They're the Faucis of the world of fucking nerds.
I hate to break it to you, but those effing nerds are not just the Mark Zuckerbergs and Faucis. They're highly successful, influential people because it turns out hitting the books actually was helpful.
This isn't just a black thing. Maybe the talking points of, your...
Right, that's the crazy thing. Like I think that in a weird way, it becomes very easy to kind of start to believe that certain issues are just issues that affect only your group. But it's not true, though. It's literally not true. Like, especially in this case, this kind of like proves that.
Acting white is that talking point, but as far as you getting bullied or looked down upon, it's pretty much the same way. Kids are mean. Like I stated, you have to find
in
your
general.
people. And with me, I had a different group of friends for like pretty much every situation. Like growing up in the hood, those were like the hood friends. Then when I got to school, me being in like different classes, I kind of met my nerd friends. So I had that group of friends, and I had my friends that was back in the hood. And also I played sports. I love sports. So I had my friends for basketball. The one thing I did deal with though that I hated was me being labeled a game freak. Like I just love playing the game. I remember growing up, bro, like they'll come knock on my door for me to come outside. I'd be like, bro, I'm on a game and I don't feel like coming inside. Like, you a game freak, bro, get out. But I always felt like it was just like with love. Like they was joking, but it was with love. And I stated this in one of my second channel videos. I feel like the black community, our love language is joking. So, maybe sometime these jokes.
That's true. That is true. Man, that is true.
Were hurting your feelings, but it wasn't like meant in that way. This isn't justifying it, but that's my thought. Anyways, with them already having this backlash from the black community, in return, they end up being very anti-black.
Like, it's not that I didn't want to connect with black people, but I didn't know any other blurbs that like Minecraft. And a blurb put me closer to whiteness, not because I wanted to hang out with white people, but I just wanted to hang out with that like Minecraft. Do you get what I'm saying? I just want to say it is incredibly dangerous to be in close proximity to whiteness no matter what. And the reason why I say that is because I think hanging around with people that like Minecraft and everything definitely ingrained some self-hating attributes to me. And it's not because of my...
Listen, that is such a deep subject, and that is a very real subject that definitely needs way more discussion, because I don't think that enough of us really even like... I feel like not enough of us really like bond over any of these different subjects because we don't talk to each other about it, gang. You feel me? Like, I feel like a lot of us, we kind of just all grow up, and although we're all kind of going through this like same or similar experience, because of that isolation, you feel like you feel like you're not comfortable talking to others about any of that because of that same fear of judgment. So you're afraid the entire time that you will eventually just automatically just get judged. And that these people, like anyone, doesn't matter, like especially other black people, that those people will somehow dislike you for having the thoughts that you have. You know what? In some degrees, here's the thing. To some degree, you kind of need to actually talk about those things. Like for real, listen, no bullshit. We actually need to be talking about this stuff, because if we do, then we can start to actually dismantle a whole lot of that trauma, because that's really what it is. It's learned trauma and like learned helplessness. Because look, if you one of the only black kids in a group and like all of the white friends that you have keep making these jokes that like to them are like nothing because they don't care and they don't think about any of these things. But to you, you're like, man, this literally like, this is very hurtful. It's shaping your worldview, and it's shaping what you're going to believe is okay and what is acceptable and accepted by society. The same thing works on the inverse, right? So when the racist has to have a conversation with a bunch of different people who are not racist, and let's say that they make some kind of a racist joke, when everyone in the room ignores them, they feel stupid. They feel ostracized. They should. Or when everyone in the room is talking about how like I don't know, if everyone else is like actually like bonding over different things and they're not, they're going to be the one that feels like ostracized. They're going to feel completely dejected because again, like this is how that dynamic works. We just don't talk about it that way.
Minecraft, but it's the proximity to whiteness.
Within a nerd culture, there is not a lot of black representation. Just think about it. You're constantly consuming this media of people that don't look like you while receiving this hate from the people that look like you. That is going to turn into internalized racism. And I say this all the time, but everything is a alt-right pipeline. And the nerd
boy, we gonna go into that. We gonna go into that.
Culture is no different.
Yo, what happened to the nerd community, bro? When did we become Republicans, bro? When did we become conservative? What happened? What happened? We don't like girl power now because it's the feminist agenda? You didn't like Kim Possible?
I saw someone say, when did the nerd community just become another avenue or pipeline for right-wing grifting? And the answer is simple. The same way that the gym community became just another avenue for right-wing grifting and right-wing content. The same way like dating advice stuff has just become another avenue for right-wing grifting. What does the gym community, the dating advice community, and the nerd community all have in common? It's full of lonely people. A lot of people in the nerd community get into nerd shit because they're lonely. A lot of
I would take it a step further. It's lonely people who have not come to the understanding, or they haven't really like sat and thought long enough about what it is that they actually want. So for example, many black nerds have never said the sentence, "I wish I had more black nerd friends." They've never had that thought before. In fact, the closest thing to it that they've ever thought is, "I wish I had more nerd friends." So they go to some of those same spaces. They go to some of those nerd places. And yes, they will run into other nerds, but again, they may not be the black ones. And because you're going to run into those nerds, they also have their own internalized biases. And those people are going to push those things onto you. And in order for you to then fit in with that group, you will then start to basically like acquiesce to whatever it is that they're basically saying. Or at least that's what a lot of people do. And that's for fear of, again, more ostracization, more not being able to be around a bunch of different people who are like you.
People start working out because they're heartbroken and they're lonely. A lot of people get into dating advice content because they're lonely. Lonely people are very easy to manipulate. If you find a lonely person and you tell them you're the victim, everybody else except you is the problem, now go buy my course, that's basically an infinite money glitch. That's why it's just lonely people who crave acceptance and a sense of community are taken advantage of just in the way that cults do. Like, it's really not that complicated.
Now, the anti-blackness goes up another notch because a lot of black males in the nerd space feel like black women just hate them.
I'm curious to know if this is actually a thing. Black women will ignore men that look like this because he's weird, lame, nerdy, until he achieves success, then see him with a woman like this, and then all of a sudden label him a sellout. Let's be real, a lot of y'all don't like black women to begin with. Don't matter if you're a D1 athlete or comic.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, right? When it comes to this conversation, it is very, how do I put this? It's very difficult to get everyone on the exact same page when it comes to this conversation. The reason why is because not everybody is going to have the exact same experience here, right? So this is what I mean. I myself was, I wouldn't say a black nerd, but like I had some nerdy things about me, right? However, I've never struggled attracting black women, bro. Ever. Ever. I've never had that in my life. All right. There are some dudes who that's been their struggle their entire lives, bro. They've never been, for whatever strange reason, whether it was the way that they looked, maybe it was the way that they smelled, maybe it was the way that they talked, maybe it was just the way that they carried themselves. Whatever it is, there are some dudes who I guess that's going to be whatever their experience was. I'm just saying, I think that this is a big part of the issue also, because yes, it's kind of, it's not impossible to get everybody together on this conversation, but boy, I can't lie to you, man. We definitely ain't all had the same experience, bro, because I promise you, I did not have this problem, bro. Like, I did it. Some of y'all dudes be tripping.
Nerd. There's a very small majority of black men that do not like black women. Now, why is that? I couldn't tell you. But at the end of the day, this argument right here could be a little bit valid if we're considering that there are unrealistic expectations for black men, especially young black men.
And this is what I mean by like not being able to get everybody together all on the exact same subject matter. It's very, very difficult, bro. It's exceptionally difficult to get this because, again, everybody is coming from a completely different place, right? So you could get a guy who like the reason why they didn't like you is because like you talk to them like they were like property or you talk to them in a certain way, whatever it is. But then you can get a guy who like, no, this dude was actually normal. He was being normal. They just wanted him to be a certain way or they would not talk to him. Like a lot of this stuff could have depended on like the area, the school you were going to, the class that you were in inside of said school. There's too many variables for this to be like a one-note conversation, bro. It's like what Antonio said at the beginning of the video, bro. We not a monolith. We not. So even amongst ourselves, we have to constantly remind ourselves that we not a monolith because like, although there are certain experiences that, yes, we're going to have that are like shared ones, there's also a lot of like area for like disengaging where like, no, you're not always going to be super these things aren't going to always overlap, bro. Not really.
This economy and in this world right now. And there is that stigma of hypermasculinity in the black community. It's automatic.
That is a real one. I will not lie to you. That one is a very, very real one. That hypermasculinity stigma is, I'm going to be honest with you, that June be kicking our ass, bro. Now listen, admittedly, it kicks certain other groups' asses sometimes. But nah, bro, that junk kicks our ass a lot, bro, because there's some dudes who like, bro, well into their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. There's dudes who died and they never one time actually were able to just like be themselves. Every time that they were around someone, they had on like this extreme quote unquote masculine mask. And the only reason why they did that was because they were like, this was something that they learned in their youth, bro. They learned this at a very young age, that this is how you interact with people. This is how you do things if you want this result. If you want this kind of girl, you have to act this way. If you want this kind of friend group, you have to act this way, kind of thing.
We would make nerds and simps unattractive. And certainly undesirable.
Black girls called you ugly? So do you want me to believe that the white girls called you handsome?
Once again, I did not.
I'm going to just be real with you, bro. Again, I never had that problem, brother. I did it. I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm not like, and bro, I used to have, listen, back in the day, when I was in school, I did, like, you see how these is looking like this right now? Right. I didn't have these. I didn't have these back in the day. Back in the day when I was in school, I used to have a gap. And there would be way more spaces, like in specifically like my front teeth and like my teeth, like there was like an overbite to them as well. And yet again, I never had that problem, brother. Never.
Experience this. This isn't to say it's not true, but I just feel like it's the way you carry yourself. And also you just gotta find your like swagger, you know? There's a stereotype of like the smash bro type of hairstyle.
Again, listen, this is Lord Jesus. Look at this hairline, bro. Here's the issue, man. All right. If you're going to, oh man, look at it, bro. It's one of those things, right? If you're going to say that you were being treated a certain way, and this is how you kind of was like presenting yourself, bro, I'm not gonna lie. It might be time to like take a second and maybe go see a therapist because, bro, part of why they wasn't really feeling you like that was because of how you were presenting, bro. You were literally presenting a certain way. Not only were you presenting a certain way, bruh, you can't present in you literally can't present in the Super Smash Brothers way and think that like a bunch of women, period, are just going to be into you, bro. Have you seen Smash players, bro? Have you seen what Smash players wear? Have you ever been near one? Have you smelled the breath of one of them? Unintentionally, have you done that? I'm just saying.
Maybe your lips be crusty. In simple terms, man, you just gotta have game. White nerds go through the same problem while talking to white women. So like,
this is true.
I hate that correlation as well. And I think what the problem is, a lot of people be holding on to what happened in high school. Whether that be the glory days or those be the bad days. It's been 10 years, bro. We don't care that you scored a touchdown in 10th grade. And
it's true, man. Listen, I know a lot of people don't want to accept this, but no, there are a lot of people, and I mean a lot of us who absolutely, like, bro, like the trauma that you're holding on to was built during roughly a 4-year period, a 1 to 4 year period of your life during like your early adolescence, bro. And like certain things happened during that time, and now you are this person in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you still very much hold on to those experiences and use them to shape your worldview. And it's been like 20 years, bro. It's been like 20 years. It's time to give it a rest. It's time to make a change, bro. You're not you in high school no more. You're a different human being. You can do other things, bro. You can do that.
yes, you may have been bullied in high school, but let that shit go, brother. My entire friend group is majorly made up of nerds. My best friend, this is us when we graduated, he was valedictorian. I was like maybe 4th in the class. Now, he is most definitely considered a nerd. I mean, huge WWE fan, very into anime, loves video games, but he's never had a problem talking to black women. And big shout out to my boy. He just graduated from Clemson University, 2 years ago now? We just got off the game a few hours ago.
I feel like a big part of the black nerd experience is going back, trying to watch your favorite YouTubers and realizing just how much racist commentary was throughout the entire video. Like,
bruh, I ain't even gonna lie. Yo, I could make a whole video on this my damn self. No bullshit. Listen, there are so many content creators back in the day, early YouTubers, bro, who like, yes, their pipeline to fame or social media like stardom was just them doing racist stuff, bro. It was just them being racist for like a 5 to 10 minute video, just like doing a whole racist caricature, all kind of shit. And we all kind of just like put up with it because at the time there was really no real like pathway for us to have these conversations. I would argue that today, one of the only things that does allow for that is something like TikTok and YouTube now. But it has taken multiple years for us to get to the point where we can have these conversations and have them honestly and openly. Because for a long time, you kind of just, you just went through that shit. And it was some shit that just like you noticed and you didn't even talk to any of your friends about how crazy some of that shit really was. It just was happening. And you just never really like said anything about it.
when did Jen calling Michael Jackson a monkey fly over my head? Huh? Or that one try not to laugh challenge where they just straight up said the N-word? Huh?
Like,
and I used to go crazy for some like you can ask around. We used to go crazy for some page. Even now with past sobriety, it was a black woman's video that I saw and used this hashtag. Yet, okay. And not even just them, like other gaming channels and YouTubers too, especially in gaming. And I can already hear the whole, oh, it was a different time argument. I can get that. It's really the fact that black kids really never had a safe space.
Pretty
and I
much.
feel like that's why it's so easy for them to be indoctrinated into like the red pill pipeline. Because it was just small stuff in every single video that we could even like explore within like the nerd genre.
Listen, she's actually spitting right now. Let me explain. The reason why I'm saying she's spitting is because she's right. It goes back to what I was saying before, right? Us not having those like outlets to be able to really talk to just each other, not talking to a bunch of nerds and like, you know, the Rainbow Coalition of nerds. No, I'm talking about us like black nerds talking to black nerds about black nerd issues, right? Because we didn't have that, a lot of what we were dealing with was like I mean, it kind of just would get swept under the rug because who else were you going to talk to about these things? So without you realizing it, you start to accept that some of this stuff is just the normal. This is just what you do. People just let you hear the N-word and you just are like, are you supposed to laugh? You see what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that used to cause a whole lot of a whole lot of friction inside of a whole lot of people's brains. And so it's like you have to remember that is where a lot of those people are coming from. Now, here's the thing. Today, you don't have an excuse. There's more outlets, more avenues to talk to each other about this stuff than ever before, brother. You don't have no excuse to just be like, oh, nah, I'm cool with just doing that. I'm cool with just like being around friends who just like literally they joke about how much they hate me all the time. You don't have an excuse to do that anymore. Today, if you choose to like accept that shit, that's because you are choosing to accept that. I'm not gonna say that it's because you like that, but it's for sure because you choosing to accept it.
Example, like me growing up, the biggest gaming YouTuber in the world was PewDiePie. And you know, I watched his videos, but like it was something off. I couldn't really connect with him. And this was before he had the whole N-word incident. But it was extremely rare for me to find another black gaming content creator. And this is why I give so much praise to creators like Berleezy, RDC World, Corey S. Kenshin. Because, bruh,
he's spitting right now. He's spitting, bro, because y'all don't understand. Corey S. Kenshin, RDC, and Berleezy changed the fucking game for us, bro. I don't think enough of y'all really understand. Like, bro, they changed the space. I would be willing to say RDC may be like 90% of why you can now be like an open blurred, bro. No bullshit. They are probably 90 to 95% of why you can do that. I'm not saying that dudes like Corey S. Kenshin didn't help out with that. But Corey S. Kenshin and Berleezy, they also helped out with it, but they were like kind of later. Bruh, like RDC been doing this stuff since like 2012, bro. So they've been putting on for like the blurred spaces like literally this entire time. They created DreamCon, bro. They literally created DreamCon. This is a thing that y'all gotta really understand, bro. Y'all have to understand. Like seriously, they are very much responsible for helping us out. Like if in the future, like we talk about any of these things in like history books, bro, they get a whole plaque, a whole wall of shit, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie. They have single-handedly changed the entire way that we talk about these things now. Because at one point in time, you didn't. You just like you were a nerd first. You were a nerd first, and then you were like black second. Now you can be both at the same time, bro. You can be both and like talk to other people about how you both. You feel me?
Representation matters. And it's like growing up in these nerd spaces, we rarely get it. And that is why I love that with the visibility that TikTok brings in 2025, I've 100%. Been finding some amazing like comic book creators that are making pro-black comics for black people, bruh.
This right here is my comic book known as The Black Fist, and this is one of the most popular series in the Battle Chi universe. Let's talk about it. Black Fist takes place in the 1960s. It's about a superpowered alien that piques the interest of a KKK Grand Wizard that fears he is a danger to the world and to his community.
I made a comic book. This is it. It's called Astro's Falter.
For real? Wait, it's called what?
The world and to his community.
I made a comic book. This is it. It's called Astro's Falter.
Astro's
is a supernatural, somewhat horror-themed comic series with a comedic and cozy twist. The story takes place in...
That's so tough, bro. That's so tough. Also, I love her hair. Yeah, I love... Damn, I love her hair, bro.
In this timeline and in this universe. It's a story about a girl who spends her entire life training against the invisible demons that roam our world, all before the magical seal keeping her invulnerable to demons begins to disappear.
Now, I ended up making a post on my Instagram. Make sure y'all go follow this, by the way. And I was curious on what was my black nerd's experience.
Being a black nerd with some crazy plot progression. If you liked any type of anime, niggas were going to fry your shit alive.
100%.
And the
100%.
crazy thing about it is the same people that would be trying to clown you would be the same people trying to be in group projects with you and the same people trying to copy answers. But I'm not going to lie, going to college was probably the best decision I ever made, bro, because I found my community here. There's a bunch of black nerds here, and we've shared things with each other, and, you know, I feel welcomed. I don't feel judged or anything like that, man. And, you know, people are a lot more accepting here. But to be honest with you, man, I've absolutely loved the journey. Like, this upcoming spring, 2026, I'm graduating with my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology, bro. And we're going to med school after that.
That's dope.
To all my black nerds out there, don't be afraid to be you, bro.
We really need to talk about the hatred for black women in the black nerd community, because a lot of black nerds, they like hang with white nerds, of course, and they want to be accepted by them. So then they just start shitting on black women and be like, yeah, they're ghetto, and just start talking shit about them, right?
Man. Bro, are y'all doing that? Are y'all actually doing that? I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the first that I'm okay. You know what? No, I could see it. I could see that possibly happening. I absolutely could see that happening. I personally, I've never done that, but I could see that happening.
And then also talk bad about women in general.
I was about to say I could see more of that. Probably, I could definitely see that.
Nerds, they can't get girls, so talk shit about them. And also, along with the red pill community, because a lot of the nerds, they want to get their anime physique, so they start watching those workout videos, and then those workout videos turn into how to get girls videos.
Bro, it's a pipeline. It's a literal pipeline.
And also turns into hating women videos.
My experience of being a black nerd is a bit different from other people, not only because of the era that I grew up in, but also because of the environment. With me being a 2000s kid, I was never really feeling ostracized for being a nerd because nerdy shit was everywhere. Now, I'm an inner city kid. I grew up in lower income neighborhoods, and there were a lot of black folks within those neighborhoods. So a lot of us bonded over these things that would be looked at as nerdy. There's a reason that schools would ban Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There's a reason schools would ban all the Bakugan toys and Beyblades. And I'm sure every kid that grew up in the 2000s had that feeling of watching a cartoon on Saturday.
Hold on. Schools banned those things? Since when? Did y'all go to schools where they banned Yu-Gi-Oh and Bakugan? I can't even lie. Did they ban Bionicle? Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time that I'm hearing about any of this.
Morning and holding in that excitement when Monday came. Everyone couldn't wait to gather around the lunch table and talk about the latest episode of Dragon Ball or Sonic X or whatever was on Saturday morning at that time. But what I'm trying to get at is there was never really a point in time where being a nerd worked against me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit of a social butterfly. I would hang with the theater kids, I would hang with the anime nerds, the music heads.
And see, this is what I mean. It goes back to that monolith conversation, bro. We're not. So yes, I had a different experience from him, who had a different experience from the girl in the very beginning of the video to the dude who had the video right after that. Like, all of us had a completely different experience, so we can't really 100% just go, hey, first of all, hold on. I mess with this shirt, bro. What y'all know about what he got on his shirt right now, chat? Anyway, I'm just saying, that's really what that boils down to. It comes from that.
That would rap at the lunch tables. I was bouncing around and talking to everybody. I can't really think of a point in time where liking anime or liking comic books or liking video games, whatever, I can't think of a time when that wasn't cool, especially when the second anime boom happened in the 2010s. If anything, that point in time worked in my favor. Because a lot of black folks who weren't into anime or anything at that time, they knew someone who was. So they would approach me and ask me, hey, what's up with Naruto? What's Attack on Titan about? I heard Dragon Ball is coming back. What's Dragon Ball Super about? If there was someone who wasn't caught up with the latest geekdom fandom news, they came to me because they knew someone who was. And as far as being a black nerd specifically goes, I don't think there was ever a time where if someone did shame me for being a nerd, it didn't make me want to question whether or not I wanted to be around other black people. I never thought that black people didn't like anything that I was into. That's just ridiculous. But even if you don't know black people who are nerds, you know at least one black person who watched Dragon Ball Z. They may not know Jack or Power Rangers, but I bet you they know what happened with Goku versus Frieza.
All my black nerds come to the podium. I want y'all to give y'all experience in the comment section. Did you have a similar experience to me? Did you have a similar experience to anyone in this video? I am curious. Also, we hit 90,000 subscribers. Yo, we getting so close to 100K. We closing in on the year 2025, and I low-key want to push this 100K before the year ends. So if you made it to the end right here, you're not subscribed, and you enjoyed the video, subscribe. What you doing? Also, turn the post notifications on. No more talking. If you want to see something similar to this, go check out how woke Lost is real mean.
Oh, we gonna watch that one. We gonna watch that one next. But look, chat. Listen, all right? Listen. It's been real, right? But I gotta go make even more stuff, right? But listen, we gonna do this again. How soon? Real soon. I'll see y'all in a little bit. And I'll talk to y'all